Hi there, Sandra here from Creating Spain. Today I'm doing a fun card with the Seahorse design, and rather unusually I'm going to be putting some craft foam on the top of it. I may or may not end up putting some kind of finish on it, haven't yet decided. At the moment I've got this fun job of putting some glue on here to stick the foam on in the first place. If you're doing this, a fairly heavy card, this is 350 GSM, because if it isn't, it's a little bit too light to put the foam on with a filigree design like this. So let's put some more glue down here. Hopefully I'll be able to get this put on without making too much of a mess of it. That's not too bad. Okay, now I have a slight problem on that little piece there because I'd cut this on my laser and I had a magnet in the way, so it didn't quite cut that little bit there. So if I just take some scissors, that'll do. That's close enough. It doesn't have to be absolutely 100% accurate. So I'm going to let that dry. Now I actually think that that looks pretty nice as a card front as it is. But the other thing that I was wondering is whether it would look really nice if I had some colour changing powders added to it. But instead of adding the powder to this, I'm going to be sneaky. I've cut it out in black card because that way I can test it and I can see if I like the result or not. I've got some different powders here. This one is a duo violet, so it is sort of colour changing. This is actually a powdered eyeshadow and gives quite a fun effect. So I'm going to do a mix of the two. So first off, I need to apply some Versamark, get this dampened up so something will stick to it. And I think I'm going to go for this one first and just see what happens. I don't want to put all the same colour all over. I want it to have different sort of looks, if you like. So I don't want it to be all the same. So this one goes between the sort of lavender colour and bronzy sort of colour. And the other one goes between sort of a blue and a white. You need very, very little of this. Okay, I think I'm going to see if I've got a greeny sort of colour as well. Now, if you've got normal colour changing paints, then you can use those, not a problem. But this is relatively thin card, and the last thing I want to do is make it too wet. Yeah, I've got a green here. And it'll be interesting to see whether any of it actually stays on here, because it's only going to stay if I've got an area that hasn't got enough powder on it. I'm very happy with my Seahorse, so I did actually apply the paper to the foam. So this has got loads of dimension now, it's really great. So in order to see what it looks like on different card fronts, now I would honestly think that putting it onto a black one is quite nice. Not everyone likes black, white cards. I do. Okay, so that's what it looks like on black. If I put it onto green, nowhere near as startling. I don't really care for that. And if I put it onto white, yeah, not particularly wonderful. Now I could make it better by using a pen and making that outside edge black, but I don't want to do that. I'm going to put it onto a black card base, or at least a front panel. This is not the whole card. So at the moment I'm thinking to myself, well, I could put it on there and that's quite nice, but I'm also thinking I could put it on like that, create an extra bit of interest, and then put it onto the actual card base, which could possibly be green, could be, or could be white, and I think I prefer the white. So I'm going to finish this off, hopefully, by adding some, tack it over and over and letting them dry. So I'm going to leave that for a while till those little glue dots dry, and then apply some foil over the top just to add a bit of sparkle. Here's the finished card. I'm rather pleased with the way that it's come out. If you don't want to do glue and foil and things like that, you can always just get a metallic pen and do some dots if you feel like it, or just omit them altogether. But I think this is quite nice. It's a different sort of card, and all you need is a sentiment, and obviously that depends on what occasion it's for. It could be happy birthday, could be a get well soon, it could be happy holidays, it could be anything at all. But I'm really pleased with the way that it's come out. Hope you like it, hope you give it a try, and I'll see you again soon. Take care now.